Vă salut, doamnelor și domnilor! Astăzi în vizită la Bălți îl avem pe excelența sa Søren Jensen, primul ambasador rezident al Danemarcei în Republica Moldova. Bună ziua și bine ați venit la noi!
Bună ziua!
Sunteți pentru prima dată în municipiul Bălți. Care a fost impresia dumneavoastră despre acest oraș?
It's not my first visit to Bălți. I've been here, I think, 4 times now. I have visited you before. The mayor I visited Nortec. I was here last autumn with my foreign minister who spoke to a lot of students in this town, and today I have had the pleasure of visiting the economic zone. So I think I have a good impression of Bălți being an energetic and modern city with lots of opportunities for business and for good contacts.
Ce știați despre municipiul Bălți până a-l vizita și dacă realitatea corespunde cu ce știați?
Well, I didn't know a lot about Bălți, I have to admit. Before I came to Moldova, I knew it was the second city. I knew it had some historical, interesting aspects. But to come here is different. To meet the people, to meet the people in charge, but also to meet the normal people, to try the restaurants. It's different. Try the local beer, actually, is different experience.
Ați gustat bucătăria moldovenească? Care bucate v-au impresionat cel mai mult?
I tried the Moldovan cuisine. It's very similar to the Romanian cuisine, which I was accustomed. So I like a variety of Moldovan food. But I like the fact that you define wine as food.
Care e cuvântul moldovenesc pe care l-ați învățat primul și care v-a părut cel mai hazliv sau cel mai interesant?
Well, I think the word that impressed me in Romanian language is the word DOR, because it has a meaning of missing and of something. And I remember having met many Moldovans and Romanians who are working abroad, away from maybe their family. So this word DOR is kind of a very good word to describe the feeling they have when they are away from the country.
În anul 2024, la Chișinău a fost deschisă Ambasada Danemarcei. Ce înseamnă acest eveniment pentru ambele țări?
It means that we can be much closer to each other. It means that we are directly here and can work directly with your government, with your civil society, with your businesses. And that's what we are doing. We are engaging already quite actively. As you can see, I'm visiting various cities around the country to get in contact, to understand how the business opportunities, the connections. We hope to increase also tourism, to have more Danes coming to enjoy the beautiful countryside, the nice food, and not least the nice wine.
Care sunt domeniile de cooperare prioritare dintre Danemarca și Republica Moldova în prezent?
Well, the overall priority is to be here to assist Moldova in its ambitions to get closer to the European Union, to become member maybe of the European Union. And that's what our main objective is, to assist Moldova in this aspect. When we do this, we look at certain sectors. The main sector, one of the main sectors we're looking at is the energy sector. We are looking at how Moldova can be more green, sustainable energy. We are looking at how Moldova can have more energy efficiency in buildings, but also in district heating and things like this. So in the energy sector, I would say, is our probably main area. Then we work with media, helping free media like yours. But also developing the very important sector of rule of law, so the judiciary, because this is necessary if Moldova wants to have more foreign investments.
Cum vedeți evoluția relațiilor bilaterale dintre țara noastră și Danemarca în următorii ani?
I think it will continue to grow. I think more Danes a lot of Moldovans know about Denmark. Many Moldovans work in Denmark or have studied in Denmark, and I think this will continue. But also more Danes will learn more about Moldova, and I have the ambition, and I hope that we will see more Danes coming here as tourists, but also to start businesses, to work with Moldovan companies, and to work with, in generally in Moldova, to create new opportunities, jobs, investments, etc.
Danemarca este un susținător al extinderii Uniunii Europene. Vrem să știm cum ați aprecia progresele țării noastre în procesul de aderare.
Well, Denmark is a strong supporter of expanding the European Union with new member states. These member states have to be ready. We have what we call a very big emphasis on the merit-based approach. So the criteria for membership have to be fulfilled. But I think Moldova is doing very well on this front. We are negotiating chapter by chapter in a good way. There's a will right now, political will, strong political will in Moldova to join Europe and to get the benefits that Europe can bring to the Moldovan population in form of better investments, more infrastructure, better schools, etc. And I think this progress will also hopefully be sustained in Moldova.
Ce recomandări ați avea pentru autoritățile noastre pentru a accelera acest parcurs european al Republicii Moldova?
Well, there are two things. One is to understand that it's important that the authorities are doing the right things, that they're adjusting the necessary legislation. It's very important that the judiciary, the legal system, is cleaned, is made corruption-free. This is a prerequisite, otherwise there will be no EU. But it's also important that the population may understand what does it mean for me, what are my benefits, but also what does it imply to be a member of the European Union. There are a lot of benefits. You can travel freely. There are benefits by way of economic advantages. But the population, I think they should also understand why it's important for them to be a member of the European Union. That the European Union can help guarantee the security of Moldova, that they can help guarantee that Moldova does not slide into a corrupt system of justice, for example. So I think these are the benefits. We need to be better, all of us, including the government, but also maybe us as embassies, to explain to people.
Cum vedeți potențialul orașelor din nordul Moldovei în contextul dezvoltării regionale și a parteneriatelor internaționale?
Well, I had the pleasure of visiting your economic zone here in Bălți, talking to the organizers, but also talking to one of the larger companies there. I think it's a brilliant idea to make these kind of services for companies, to assist them when they come into the country, assist them with the labor side, assist them with the customs and taxation side. This is an important thing for a small country to attract foreign investors. Moldova has a great potential. Moldova has a good, well-educated labor force. I think the IT sector is growing a lot. I think it actually now is bigger than your wine sector, for example. So there's a lot of potential that Moldova can harvest from. There are some things that will help this. One, of course, is to have a settlement of the Ukraine crisis, to finish this Russian aggression against Ukraine. But the other one is, as I said earlier, the very important legal side, that you need to have a judiciary that's well functioning, because otherwise it will be difficult to attract investors.
În prezent există intenții sau proiecte concrete prin care Danemarca ar putea susține regiunea din nord a Republicii Moldova?
Well, as I said, we are very active within the field of energy, so we're hoping that we can expand the cooperation on energy efficiency also to regions here in the northern part of Moldova. I was in Rașcani earlier today speaking to the mayor about some opportunities to develop solar panel projects for example, their kindergartens. And as I said, I was also visiting the industrial area. This is information that I will provide back to Danish industries who may be looking for opportunities in Moldova. So I think the northern part could be a good opportunity for this. There is good infrastructure. It's close to EU markets, close to Romania, but over time it could also be a relevant venue for people who want to expand into Ukraine. This is what makes Moldova an interesting place.
Pe final am vrea să discutăm un pic despre cariera pe care ați ales-o dumneavoastră și anume de ce ați ales să fiți diplomat și cum ați construit această carieră.
Actually, I got this question from some students that I visited earlier today in Rașcani at the high school there. And I think my answer there will be the same as now. I think that when I was a young person and looking at life and thinking what I wanted to do, I could see that people live in their communities, they live with their families, they live in their communities, they want to have peaceful surroundings, prosperous surroundings, good opportunities. And everybody is focusing on, okay, we organize this. We also have to remember that there's a big world outside, and if the threat from that world can damage the security in your community. So I wanted to become a diplomat, like the fireman is in the town to prevent the fire, like the policeman is there to prevent the crime. The diplomats are there to prevent the international conflict to affect the people in the community. So I think this was interest to work with these kind of issues, the security policy at the international level. Of course, it can be a little bit complicated, and some people think it's very far away, but there is an immediate effect. Look at the Russian aggression against Ukraine. This has an immediate effect on people in Moldova. Even the war is not in Moldova. The effects of the economy, the effects of the lack of investments maybe because their people are afraid, and the general fear in the population is there. People begin to doubt whether it's wise to approach European Union because what if Russia is attacking us? So all of these things shows that there's a direct link between the international community, international affairs, and the life of normal people. So for the diplomat, he's maybe working something that's far away, but it has immediate also effect on normal people. So that's, I think, what inspired me to go into diplomacy.
Ne puteți împărtăși o valoare daneză pe care ați vrea să o transmiteți și moldovenilor?
Well, one of the things we appreciate a lot in Denmark is trust. A lot of our society is built on a mutual trust among people, we tend to be, let's say, we can question people's motives, but if they tell us they are doing something positive, we will tend to believe them. Of course, we will test them, but we basically trust people. And in our political system, for example, we have people on the left and the right and in the middle, and who will disagree about everything, and they will fight in the parliament and have big debates. But they will go out afterwards and have a beer or a glass of wine, and when they are traveling together, like coming to Moldova, which they like to do now, they will be very good friends and colleagues. And I think sometimes in Moldova, the politics is very brutal, and people become very sort of aggressive, and you question each other, the motives. Because I think if you're in politics, it's because hopefully you want to do something good for your country. You want to help the citizens of the country. Sometimes, unfortunately, some politicians are more interested in helping themselves. So this is one of the values that I think we have, is that we actually tend to trust our politicians. Also because, I have to say, our media, and I'm happy to be in a free media today, our media are very strict with politicians. I often say the politicians are more afraid of the media than the police. If the media hears a story about a politician, anything that is related to corruption, this can finish the career of the politician. And this is again, I think this is why it's so important to have a strong independent media to keep the politicians where they need to be.
Domnule ambasador, vă mulțumim pentru prezență și pentru deschiderea cu care v-ați împărtășit gândurile și impresiile.
Mulțumesc!
Iar vouă, dragi urmăritori care ați fost alături de noi, vă mulțumim! Pe curând!